Our grammar topic is what? Present tenses. Before getting into our topic, we'll see the introduction part of tenses. Okay? Now tell me, what are tenses? Tenses are verb forms which indicate the time of an action. So tenses are what? Verb forms which indicate the time of an action. Okay, how will you find a tense, ma? How will you find a tenses in a sentence, ma? Using the verb forms. Okay, so here the verb forms indicates the time of an action, that is the action which has taken place at what time. Do you understand this? For example, my dad went to the market. My dad went to the market. Here, what is the verb in the sentence? Went. Here, what is the verb in the sentence? Went. This went represents this tense. Okay, went, already has gone there. Okay, already his father, the father had gone to the market, went. So this represents simple past tense. Do you understand this? This represents went, முடிஞ்சு போனது. So, what is that? Went represents simple past tense. Do you understand? Now, there are three main types like present tense, past tense and future tense. What are the three main types of tenses? Present tense, past tense and future tense. In these three main tense, we have four classifications. Like, if you take present tense, we can have see simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. So, in these three main verbs, we have four classifications. Same with past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Again with future, simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous tense. So this is about tenses. Okay. Now our topic is present tenses. In that we are going to see only the present tenses. Okay. In the present tenses we are going to see all the four like simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now, what is simple present tense, ma? What is simple present tense? The action which is taking place right now, happening at the same time. Okay, the action which is taking place right now. So that is simple present tense. Okay, simple present tense means what? The action which is happening right now, that is simple present tense. Example, the sun shines brightly. The sun shines brightly. Now, in this sentence, what is the verb? In this sentence, what is the verb? Shines. Okay, what is the verb in the sentence? Shines. This action is taking place right now. Next sentence I will tell you. They walk slowly. They walk slowly. What is the first sentence did I say? The sun shines brightly. The second sentence, they walk slowly. Here, what are the verbs, ma? The sun shines brightly, shines. Okay, again in the next sentence, we walk slowly. What is the verb here? Walk. Now, see the difference. First verb shines. Okay, second verb only walk. Now, why am I saying this is, whenever you are writing the simple present tense, no, you should see the, not only simple present tense, whenever you are writing the tenses, that verb forms will change according to the, either it is singular or plural, according to the subject, whether it is singular or plural, the verb form will change. Now see the first sentence, the sun shines brightly. Here the sun is the subject here. The sun is the subject that represents singular. Okay, that is a singular. The sun is a singular.
So we should add s, es or ies to the verb, which means when the subject of the sentence is singular, here the subject is session. When the subject of the sentence is singular, we should add s or es or ies to the verb. Same way, if it is a plural, if the sentence is plural, the subject of the sentence is plural, we should not add s, es or ies to the verb. We should leave as such in the root form of the verb. Understood? See the second example. We walk slowly. Here the subject of the sentence is plural. So we have written the verb as such, which means it is in the root form of the verb. Do you understand the students?
He gets up early every day. He gets up early every day. So he is a subject, that is singular. Here what is the verb here? Gets. What is the verb in the sentence? Gets.
Since the subject is singular, we are adding yes to the verb. So, see the answer? Gets. He gets up early every day. The definition is when the subject is singular, we add yes, es or ies. When the subject is plural, we do not add yes, es or ies to the verb.
One more example I'll tell you. I play with football. I play with football. Here, what is the verb in the sentence? Play. What is the verb in the sentence? Play. That is in singular form. Then what about I? I means what? Only one, right? I here represent as a plural one. Okay, this I subject is a plural one. So what you have to do whenever you are using
I do not add yes or es.
one more thing, for verb forms we'll be adding not only yes, IES, ES will be adding. For example, bench, benches, ES, right? Then write will be adding only yes. Dairy will be adding IES. Do you understand that? So these are the forms to change the verb into a plural thing. Do you understand that? Now we know what is simple present tense. Simple present tense means what? The action that is taking place right now. The action that is taking place right now. Last example I will tell you for the simple present tense. Alexa brushes her teeth every morning. Alexa brushes her teeth every morning. So, what is the verb in the sentence? Brushes.
So what is the subject in the sentence, ma? Alexa. Alexa represents singular, so we should add yes, es or ies to the verb.
Now, next topic is about present continuous tense. Next topic is what? Present continuous. The word itself has a meaning. Continuous means what? It's happening. Okay, it is continuing. That is not got stop anywhere. That action is continuing. Okay. So, what is the definition for this present continuous tense? The present continuous tense is used to express an action that is taking place at the time of speaking, or frequently, or it may happen in the future. Now I'll tell you the example. Okay, before that, in this present continuous tense, I told you already, whenever you are going to find out the tense, what is the main thing is, you should know to identify the verb in your sentence. As I said, for simple present tense, my dad goes to the market. So what is the verb in that sentence? Goes. So what is the verb in the sentence? Goes. So since that go plus verb plus es there, so we can write that as simple present tense. Now one more example I'll tell you. My dad is going to the market now. My dad is going to the market now. Here in this sentence, what is the verb? Going. In this sentence, what is the verb? Going. Here also I'll give you one clue word. So, present continuous tense means am is are plus verb plus ing. So, this is the clue word. So, how to identify the present continuous tense in a sentence? If the sentence has either am, is, are, either one should be there. Am, is, are. Either one should be there plus verb should be there. in that verb ing should be there compulsory. So that is present continuous tense. Now I told you am is are should be there for present continuous. So what is am is are? Am is are is also a verb, but we have given a special name to those like auxiliary verb. Now you understood? Am is are also verb, but we call those verbs as auxiliary verbs. Do you understand the students? Only 3 auxiliary verbs are there in English now? No. We have few more. Examples was, where, all those things comes under auxiliary verb. Since we are learning about only the present continuous tense, in this present continuous tense, am is are, has have. These 5 am is are, has have. These 5 comes under present continuous tense. I told you only a few things are there. No. Like am is are, was, were, has, have, had. All these are auxiliary verbs. Do you understand, students? All these are auxiliary verbs. For present continuous tense, we are going to take only the first 3 like am, is, are. So what is the clue word to find out the present continuous tense? See the sentence where the verb is there. So with that verb, if you are having ing, then that is a continuous tense. Whenever you are going to find a continuous tense, definitely it will have ing with the verb. Before that verb, you should see the auxiliary verb. You should check the auxiliary verb, either it has am, is, are. If either one is there, that is present continuous tense. Now we understood? So here, my dad is going to the market now. Here, what is the verb in the sentence? Is going. Is going. Is comes under auxiliary verb, present tense. Then going, verb plus ing. So this is a present continuous tense. Do you understand, the students? So what is the definition for present continuous tense? The present continuous tense indicates an action that is happening right now, or it may continue in the future. Do you understand, the students? So my dad is going to the market right now. My dad is going to the market now. Here what is the verb in the sentence? Going. So before that auxiliary verb is there, is. This is represents present tense. So this is a present continuous tense. The action is continuing, right? The action is continuing. So this is a present continuous tense. See the next example. They are learning French now. They are learning French now. So what is the verb in the sentence? Learn. Learn plus ing. So this comes under continuous tense. So we have to identify whether it's a present continuous tense or something else. So see the previous verb, auxiliary verb you see. What is the auxiliary verb here? Are. What is the auxiliary verb here? Are. Are comes under what? Present tense. Are comes under what, ma? Present tense. So are learning. So this is the present continuous tense. So this is a what? Present continuous tense. Now we are using am, is, are as auxiliary verb for present continuous tense, I said. So why we are using different kinds in different places, ma? This am, when we will use this am, ma, whenever we are starting with I, only that time we can use am, right? It may be singular or plural, that is not a problem. So whenever we are using I, we can go with am. So then what about is? Is represents singular. Is represents singular. Then are represents plural. Are represents what? Plural. Here they are learning French now. They are learning French now. Here they represents what? Plural. So they, since they, it's a plural now, we are using are. They are learning French now. Okay, do you understand that? Now, one more example. I am writing a letter to my grandmother. I am writing a letter to my grandmother. So, what is the verb in the sentence? Am writing. So, what is the verb in the sentence? Am writing. Am represents auxiliary verb present tense. Writing. Write plus ing continuous tense. So, present continuous tense. Do you understand this, students? Next heading is present perfect tense. So far we have seen simple present, present continuous. Now the next topic is present perfect tense. So present perfect tense, what's the definition for that? The present perfect tense indicates the action that has just been, just now completed. The action just now got completed, that is present perfect tense. Present means that's happening, right? Perfect means just now the action has completed. That comes under what? Present perfect tense. Now, for identifying the present perfect tense, what we have to do? We should get the help from auxiliary verb. We should get the help from auxiliary verb. Already I have told you 5 verbs will be using for present tense, I said. Already we have used am, is, are in present continuous tense. Then the 2 more is there, no? The left one, has, have. So here, in this present perfect tense, the verb form will be in the past participle. How the verb form will be, it will be in the past participle. For example, write. For write is a verb, right? For write, what is the past participle for write? Written. What is the past participle for write? Written, right? Along with that, past participle verb will be using either as or have. If it is a singular, we'll go with has. If it is a plural, we'll go with have. Okay. Now see the definition. What's the definition for a present perfect tense? The action that has just now got completed. The action that has just now got completed. Now see the example. Math has completed his bachelor's degree. Math has completed his bachelor's degree. So what is the verb in the sentence? Completed. So what is the verb in the sentence? Completed. You check whether any other verbs like auxiliary verb is there in the sentence. So what is the auxiliary verb in the sentence? Has completed. So what is the auxiliary verb in the sentence? Has. So joining that as completed is the verb, right? Now completed is in the form of past participle. Actually the verb should be complete, right? But we have written in the past participle form. This represents perfect tense. This represents perfect tense. In that we should find which tense it is coming, right? How to find out that? Using the auxiliary verb. This is a perfect tense, we know. The sentence comes under perfect tense, we know. Under that, which perfect tense? Either it is present perfect tense or past perfect tense, we have to find out. So here has. Has represents present. So this has completed present perfect tense. Math has completed his bachelor's degree. So this comes under which tense, ma? Present perfect tense. One more thing, Math is a singular one. So we are using has. If it is a plural verb, we'll go with have. Do you understand this? One more example I'll tell you. We have visited Taj Mahal several times. We have visited Taj Mahal several times. So again, what is the verb in the sentence? Visited. Visited is the past participle form of visit, right? Visited is a past participle form of visit. So this is in the perfect tense. Before that visited, what is there? Have. Have is a present tense verb. Present tense auxiliary verb. So have visited. This sentence is a present perfect tense. Let us have a quick class in this present tenses. So present tenses, we have 4 types, right? Simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and finally present perfect continuous tense. For your level, we have seen only the first 3, like simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense. So what is the root form to identify the tenses, ma? Verb. Verb is the root form to identify the tenses, and that will tell the action which has taken place at what time. We understand that the verb is the root form to find out the tenses. Now simple present. In the simple present, the verb will be either verb form, either it will be a verb as such, or the verb will be added with yes, es or ies. The verb form, for example, write. Write or writes. Write or writes. That is simple present. Next one is present continuous tense. Present continuous tense means what? That action is taking place at the time of speaking. That action is taking place at the time of speaking. Right. Now, how to identify the present continuous tense? You will get help from auxiliary verb. What are the auxiliary verb here? Am, is, are. Either among these 3, any one should be there. Along with that, verb plus ing. verb plus ing. Example, is writing. Is writing. Is the auxiliary verb, present auxiliary verb. This is represents present tense and it's an auxiliary verb. Okay. Write, writing, writing. Write plus ing. If it is a continuous tense, we'll go with ing. We'll use ing with the verb. You understand this? Then finally, present perfect tense. Present perfect tense in this, the verb will be in the past participle. The verb form will be past participle. Along with that, we'll be adding as or have. So, see the example, has written. Now you understood the students. So, whenever the verb is in the past participle, check the before auxiliary verb. If it is a as or have, that is a present perfect tense. Okay, students. Let us get into the story. Once upon a time, on the outskirts of a little dusty village, a tiny bird was searching for a place to lay eggs. Why did I say little dusty village? We'll see later. Right? Now, a tiny bird was searching for a place to lay her eggs. Since that village was little dusty, why is there is no rainfall in that village? The land was parched. Parched means if the land doesn't have any water moisture, how the soil will be like crack. And see that how the soil will be like crack. Okay. In that place, the little bird didn't find any bush or trees to lay her eggs. So it was keep on searching for a place to lay her eggs. Right. Now what happened? It couldn't find any place in that village. So it thought, no, it can lay its eggs on the ground, making a little hole. Since the soil was very dry, what the little bird did, it started to make the little hole using its claws. On the ground, the bird came into a decision that it was going to lay eggs on the ground. So it wanted to make a little hole. So it started to dig out the hard soil using its claws. Do you understand? Using its claws, it started to dig out the soil, dig out the ground. Now, since it is a small bird, it dig out only a small hole. That is enough for that bird. Now, what happened? After a few days, the bird laid eggs. Okay, the bird laid eggs. After it was looking after that eggs very carefully. After some time, the eggs got hatched. Now what happened? From that egg, beautiful babies came out of the egg. Now the bird was taking more care of its babies, okay. It was taking care of the babies. After that, what happened? The babies, it was taking care of the babies, it was feeding them. One fine day, what happened? All the babies grown up, right? They went happily from that place. Once the baby started to fly, it took all the babies, baby birds, and it flew away from that place. Do you think our story ends so soon? Really not, children. Our story doesn't end here. It has more interesting thing about the little hole. You may ask this question. What is the more interesting fact about the hole? Yes, we are going to see how the hole has changed into some other beautiful thing. Now, after the birds went away from that place, that hole remained untenanted. Untenanted means what? No one in that village occupied that little hole. That hole remained tenanted for long days. Okay. After that, what happened? One fine morning or one fine day, a wild boar passed that place. It may be very tired. So after seeing that hole, what the boar thought, it may take rest. So boar means what? In Tamil we used to say as kaatu pandri, right? How big it will be? That is a small hole. Since it is a small bird, no, it can dig only a few hole, it's a small hole, right? Since the wild boar is too big, no, it saw the place. Apart from that hard surface, one small part alone very soft. So what it thought, it can rest there. It started to settle its rump. Rump means what? Back part of the boar. It started to settle its rump into the depression. Into the depression. Among the hard surface on the ground, no, only that place alone, some depression is there. That is a hole, no, some depression is there. So, if you are, just imagine you are sitting on the ground. If it is very hard, no, can you able to sit comfortably? No, if it is a soft place, only then you can feel comfortable, right? Same way, this wild boar also feel comfortable only in that depression. So it settled on that. It settled its rump in the depression, but the place was not sufficient for the wild boar. So what it did, no, it started to dig some of the soil from that place, and it was trying to get more comfortable into the depression. Since it was started to dig again and again, no, what happened? That little hole got changed into a pit. Pit means something bigger than the hole. Pit means what? Something bigger than the hole, right? Now the boar, no, rested on that depression, that rested on the pit. That hole has changed into a pit because it doesn't feel comfortable with that small hole. So it started to dig some of the places, and it changed into a hole. Now, even now, when after settling on that depression, no, settling on that pit, no, the wild boar went into a deep sleep. During we ourselves, what we'll do in our deep sleep, we used to move from here and there. If we don't feel comfortable with the place, no, what we'll do? We will move here and there, and we'll find a place, no, without opening our eyes. And when we find a place, no, we'll get settled there, right? Same way, in his deep sleep also, when it is not finding comfortable with that place, no, what it did, what that boar did, no, it moved his hands and legs here and there, and finally it changed that small hole into a little bit pit. It means something bigger than the hole. Now after that, what happened? The fading, and how long that boar got rested in that place, no, till the sun sets, till the sun is going to set now. That till that time it was sleeping in that. Why? Because after that it started to wake. Why? Because it's if you are very hungry, what will happen, ma? If you are very hungry, in your stomach you can hear the sound, no, vibrant sound. Same way that boar also got one vibrant sound in his stomach. After that, it wake up from his day bed. Now also what happened? He stretched this before waking from the bed. Before coming out of a bed, now what we will do? Stretch our legs and arms, right? Legs and arms, right? Same way, here also the boar stretched his legs and arms. Again that pit, no, little bit got extended. Since the sun was fading and a vibrant sound from his stomach, the hungry boar departed from his day bed, and it moved away from that place. Do you think our story ends here? Definitely not, children. Only our story started here. Here our story started. Right. Now what happened? After the day wild boar moved away from that place, the smell of the wild boar reached the pack of wild dogs. They are not in a nearby place. They were somewhere else. But through the wind, they caught the smell of the wild boar, and they were searching for the wild boar, and they reached the place where the wild boar got rested. Now, they were digging the place more and more bigger. Now, already the hole has changed into a little bit pit. Now, the wild dogs, what happened? They started to dig the place as though how they are digging, as though the wild boar is under the ground. They are digging out because the smell there, the place was rich with the smell of wild boar. So they wanted to eat the wild boar. They were digging more and more bigger that hole. Now what happened? They were circling themselves. They were circling, and they were trying very hard to dig the wild boar from that place. But all went in vain. Why? Already the wild boar moved away from that place. Only the smell of that wild boar reached the pack of wild dogs. Finally, they realized that there was no dinner for them, so they shouted. They will cry. No, the wild dogs, how they will cry? So they did like that, and they moved away from that place. Now, what happened to that pit? No, now that hole changed to pit. Now that pit was little bit bigger, changed little bit bigger. Why? Because of the wild dogs. They dig more and more deeper. They dig more and more deeper. Now let us see what happened to our hole. First, a tiny bird dig a hole. After that, because of wild boar, it became a little bit pit. After that, what happened? The wild dogs made that hole little bit bigger, right? Little bit bigger. After that, many animals did the same. During the monsoon, what happened? The hole in the ground collected the water. The hole in the ground, it is not a flat surface, right? It is a hole. So some depression is there. In that depression, what happened? The hole collected the water. After that, in that hole, collected the water, no, the hedges will be there. If it is a hole, no, the edges will be there, right? Like a round or whatever it may be. In that edges, we can see the grass, greeneries. In that edges, we can see the greeneries. It looks like a little pond. How it looks from the appearance of that hole, now it looks like a little pond. So, since there is a water, no, what the buffaloes, since it is a water, no, the buffaloes in that village, no, what they used to do? They used to swallow in that water. They used to swallow in the water, and they turned that water into a muddy pit. Now, because of those buffaloes and some other animals like buffalo, some other animals, they started to make the hole little bit bigger. Around its edges, we can see the greeneries. Now, here our story never ends. This is not our end. Still more we are having further things. We'll see what is there. In that village, a farmer was there. He is a poor farmer. Since there is no water in that village, no, he is having some field. So he used to grow many crops in this field. Now, there is no water in that village. So what the farmer will do, no, the poor farmer, he used to get water from some other distant place, and he used to water his plants in the fields. If it is a nearby thing, no, we can give more water to the plants. After going closer to that patch of green, no, he saw the verdant of the bowl, no, like a pond it was there. So he was very much happy since he got water for his fields. He thought he can use that water for his fields. He rushed to his home, and he took the pickaxe and spade, and soon he changed that buffalo's picnic spot into a little pond. That was not properly organized. That pond was not properly organized. After seeing that pond, no, the poor farmer, what he did, he went to his home, he got the pickaxe and spade, and he changed that pond into a changed that place into a little pond. Right? He was very happy. So what he did, he informed his wife, and he informed the saint in his village. He asked the saint to come to that place, and he want the saint to bless him since he got the water. Now in that village, one rich farmer was there. He was very much worried. Always, what do you think? What he used to think? No, if for everything he should be in first. He should be in the first. But no one in that village will call him, right? So after seeing the crowd, soon if anything is there, anything happening in that village, now what will happen? All the messages will pass like a fire, right? Same way, after the poor farmer has changed that place into a little pond, no, all the people in the village gathered there. After seeing the crowd was moving somewhere, no, what the rich farmer did, he too joined them, and he reached the place. Now, after seeing the people, that what the saint was doing, he was saying many what is that mantras and all he was saying. No one can understand what he is saying. Now what happened? He was saying the mantras. All were looking at the patch of green. All were looking at the little pond. Now what the rich farmer did, no, he got a smile in his face. No one has called him to see what is happening in the village. With a slow smile in his face, he said to the priest, I see, you come to bless the pond. You come to bless my pond. Now, after hearing these words, no, what the poor farmer did, your pond? Absolutely. The rich farmer is saying, yes, absolutely. Why? Because That place belongs to the rich farmer. That place where the pond was there, no, that belongs to the rich farmer. So finally, the poor farmer don't know what to do. Right? The poor farmer don't know what to do. Since there was a conversation, no, anyhow many people are there looking at the pond. So after that the conversation was going, no, all the animals, birds, who was the main thing for that whole, no, they stopped there and started to notice what was happening there. Now, here our story ends. Finally with your question, who wants the water here? Who wants the water? Who took the effort? No one knew. Only the little bird started to make a depression. That depression was developed by wild boar, then some other animals, wild dogs. After that, the buffaloes. After some other animals. Finally, it reached to a summer. Right? Who wants the water in this earth, ma? No one. Who wants the water in this earth? No one. Nature has given us everything. We should use that in a correct way. You should use that in a correct way. We should not destroy our resources.
Let us see the grammar book exercise. Students, in each topic we are going to see one question as example, right? The rest of the sentence I'll give you the key answers. Try to do it on your own. Then check with your key answers, right? Okay, see the first term letter. Fill in the blanks with the correct forms of the verbs given in brackets. The verb they will give you in the bracket. What you have to do is you have to check whether the singular or plural the subject is. After that, you should write the correct verb. Right? See the first one. We dash vegetarian food. Here the clue word is eat. So what should come here? We represents the plural. So our answer should be in singular. So answer is we eat vegetarian food. Right? See the next term letter. Rewrite these sentences in negative form. What you have to do is you'll be getting a positive sentence. What you have to do is using the verb you should change that into a negative form. See the first one. They waste food at every buffet dinner. They waste food at every buffet dinner. So here waste. Waste is the verb. Okay. We don't have any wasted or waste. Nothing is there. Just waste is there. So do plus waste will change into waste. So what is the verb here? Waste. What is the auxiliary verb we can use? Do. See the answer. They don't waste food at every buffet dinner. They don't waste food at every buffet dinner. Understood? One more example I'll say you. The girl cleans her room in the morning. So what is the example here? Cleans. Cleans starts with S. So only does plus clean gives cleans. So what is the negative one? Using what we have to form the negative word? Does. Doesn't. The girl doesn't cleans her room in the morning. Understood? Third room letter. Rewrite the sentences in the interrogative form. Interrogative form means you know question words. Using the question, you should form a question. See the first one. The flights from Chennai always reach late. This is the answer. You should ask question. How can you ask? Does the flight from Chennai always reach late? Does the flight from Chennai always reach late? Ends with a question mark. Understood? Fourth room letter. Fill in the blanks with correct forms of verbs given in the brackets. This is same as first room letter. So based on that you should do. Okay. Next one. Fill in the blanks with verbs given in brackets after you change them into the present continuous form. Using the clue, you should change that into a continuous form. Present continuous. The man dash a car. Here what is the clue word? Drive. So man singular. So what verb we should use? Auxiliary verb is. The man is driving a car. Next one you see next term letter. Rewrite the following sentences in both negative and interrogative form. You should write in the negative and interrogative form. Now see that she is talking to her friend. She is talking to her friend. Here how can you change that into negative form? She is not talking to her friend. Interrogative form. Is she talking to her friend? Okay. Next one. Fill in the blanks with the present perfect tense form of the verbs given in brackets. The petrol prices dash up. What you have to frame? Past perfect tense verb you should frame. So what is the clue word here? Go. Go. What is the past perfect auxiliary verb? As. Since the petrol there is a singular that represents singular. So go with as. Go past participle verb is gone. So as gone is the answer. Next one. Read the following sentences and state whether the verbs are in the simple, present, present continuous or present perfect tense. Either it is simple present or present continuous or present perfect you should say. First one, the watchman is guarding the house. Already they have highlighted the verb. So what is the verb here? Is guarding. Is guarding is plus verb plus ing, that comes under present continuous. So our answer is present continuous tense. Understood, students? So try to do it on your own. After completing, check with your answer key. Thank you so much, students.